All right. Distinguished members of the Global Alliance for Public Relations and Communication Management, dear Jose Manuel, past chair of this organization, professors, students, friends. Good morning, everybody. I'm Maria Gil, Communications Director of the university, and I'm welcoming all of you to this session on how technology is shaping the PR profession. It is a pleasure for us to host this interesting debate about a topic that it is impacting directly our work today, now, but, and this is far more critical, it is going to redefine the future of our profession in a way difficult to predict. That's why every investigation, every paper, every deep conversation, every work about this area would be a valuable beam of light in a way to that future. University is a privileged environment to reflect, to think, to talk about issues that concern our society, and that's what we are going to do today. Let's bring some light to the subject. Jose Manuel.
Thank you, Maria. Warm welcome to this hybrid event organized by Universidad Nebrija and the Global Alliance for Public Relations and Communication Management. As you know, is the major confederation of academic institutions and also national organizations around the PR profession, the public relations profession. We are celebrating the Technology and Public Relations Month. Is the topic for the month. And we are trying to share insights with our global community about how technological advances are shaping our profession. Technology is also having an influence and strong influence on how we are teaching public relations and communication. That's why Universidad Nebrija and Universidad Juan Carlos I are working on a research about the topic. The results will be unveiled by the end of the month, and then we will invite other academic institutions who are part also as members of the Global Alliance to join that project. As PR professionals, we used to say that technology is changing the way we do business, but our business itself is changing due to technology. We are living times of confluence between telecoms and information systems, creating a new era of digitalization. In this month, at the GA, at the Global Alliance, we want to explore how the PR profession is adapting to digitalization, how we are taking advantage of technology to improve our function, how we are reacting to the empowerment of the stakeholders, and by the end of the day, how we are improving human relations at the same time as robotization is growing. Today, we are very lucky because we have the opportunity to listen to 5 global experts. Their thoughts are going to help us to understand better the opportunities and also the risk we are facing as PR professionals. So thank you very much to our global speakers, our international speakers, and I have to welcome, a warm welcome to Jafri Army Osman, this Managing Director of World Communication from Malaysia. How are you, Jafri?
I'm good, Jose. How are you? How's the weather in Spain?
No lo oímos, ¿no?
Hi, everyone.
Wait a moment, Jafri.
Jose.
Just
Hi,
seconds.
Jose. Hi,
To fix
Jose.
the problem with the sound. A ver, ahora, now.
Testing. How are you, Jose? Can you hear us?
We are listening to you. Okay, go ahead.
All right,
Jose,
Jose,
can you hear
the
me?
weather
How are
in
you?
Kuala Lumpur is raining, it's thunderstorm. I hope it's better weather in Spain. I'm looking forward to PR and Technology Month. Over to Jose.
Hey,
Very nice weather in Madrid. For sure, better than in Malaysia. Okay, we are going now. We are going to focus a video from Jeffrey. Mateus.
Jose, we are having a change in the program because Peter Muti asked to be the first one to talk. So if there is no problem with you, I'd like to pass the floor to Peter Muti, who is right now in Côte d'Ivoire, that he's participating for the APRA Public Relations Conference. So is it okay if we listen to Peter first?
Okay, so we give the stage to Peter. Peter, how are you?
Very well. Are you able to hear me now? Am I audible?
Yes, we can hear you. You can go, Peter.
Yes, we can hear you well.
Thank you.
So,
I'm
Peter,
in
you
the
can
Ivory
start if
Coast,
you want.
Abidjan, here for the Africa PR Association Conference. And the opening is coinciding with this webinar. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear
Hi,
you.
am I audible?
Yes, you are
You
on.
can.
Yes.
Okay. So I was saying that we are just about to open the Africa PR conference. Actually, I'm here with President Justin. So in the next 13, 15 minutes, we should be opening. That's why I requested to go fast. So when you are ready for me, let me know.
You are ready. You are ready.
Okay. You are ready. Okay, thank you very much. So it's a great pleasure to be involved in the Technology Month. And I would like to appreciate the Global Alliance for organizing articulate a few things related to the article that I sent across. And that is how technology is intertwined with public relations and communication. In Africa, the technology penetration is actually amazingly high. And that is a courtesy of internet penetration, as well as the proliferation of the smart telephone. Everybody in this continent, almost everybody, has a smartphone. And down to the villages, we now have connectivity. And that has provided a good opportunity for us communications people to utilize technology to pass our messages through this amazing technological development. So you find a lot of communication activities, basically government, going out through technologically enabled platforms. Here in Kenya, for example, there is a lot of government communication that is being sent through the telephone. And believe you me, almost everybody in the country is now accessible through that. And that provides us a big opportunity effectively technologically enabled platforms that I've talked about. And it doesn't stop there, by the way. It is supporting businesses because through that technologically enabled platforms I've talked about, we are able to communicate and pass and do a lot of businesses. In this country where I come from, Kenya, for example, every purchase, everything that you're buying, whether it is a newspaper vendor or somebody selling vegetables in the market, we are using a platform called M-Pesa. M-Pesa is a mobile money buying program. We have stopped using cash, and everybody, doesn't matter whether you've gone to school or you've been to the highest level of education, we are on that platform. And therefore, technology basically is providing a big, big impetus for us communications people to do our trade. But also, it has presented another challenge. Lots of people are using the same platform to transact fake news, misleading information. So as communications people, we have to be alert, and we must have processes of checking the kind of messages that are being transacted through this easily defamed. Populations can be misled, and we must keep alert so that we then correct those situations as they occur. But basically, from my understanding and from the way I've observed this technological penetration, it has provided us the best opportunity and the best tool as communications people, as PR people, to do our business and do it effectively. And that actually summarizes the article that I presented. There were several aspects in that article, but all of them were articulating how then technology is becoming an enabler for what we do, and also highlighting that one risk that we have seen come with it. And I believe as we keep seeing more technological development, now artificial intelligence, more tools to work with, but need to be alert on the challenges that come with them so that we address that and then we effectively utilize them. That is, in summary, what I wanted to say. Please feel free to interact with the article. I think they'll be inspired. And once again, thank you very much, Global Alliance, for organizing this month. I think it is one of the best months. Current things that are really interacting with our profession, and that is technology. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Peter. I have a question for you. Do you think, as the profession is communicating well, properly, the innovation, or we are maybe feeding some risks instead of showing the opportunities?
I think it's a double-edged sword. We are communicating well, but we need to keep alert on the risks that we talked about, because if we don't, then it can also become a dissembler. Instead of being an enabler, it can start dissembling what you're doing. So it's about us keeping alert, but more importantly, taking advantage of the technological capabilities available to do our trade.
Okay, thank you very much, Peter. Have a nice day. I think you're in Kenya now.
No, I'm in Ivory Coast. I'm in Abidjan. I'm in Côte d'Ivoire.
Ah, okay. So enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you very much.
Now it's time for India. Eman Goel is the dean of the School of Communication and Reputation in India, and he's an expert on reputation. Eman, the stage is yours.
Thank you so much. Hola, buenas tardes. It's a pleasure to speak with everyone here. I come to you with some insights on not just technology and how it's shaping public relations, but also specifically artificial intelligence, which happens to be an area of expertise of mine. And our team here and us have worked extensively in the area of artificial intelligence over the last 1 year to share some insights with you on how the future of PR might look like thanks to artificial intelligence. And as a result of that, I'm going to share with you 5 AI tech trends which will shape public relations. And we are going to talk about specifically how those trends will actually take shape. The first of those trends is going to happen in the space of analytics. So thanks to artificial intelligence and thanks to large language models like ChatGPT and Gemini, analyzing text has become incredibly easy. In fact, AI tools are becoming more and more commonplace for us to analyze large amounts of text and also monitor media very effectively. So the outcome of that is that a task like analyzing perhaps tweets or headlines of articles would have taken a lot of time for people to analyze and see what they mean. Now that can be done with a single prompt to some AI tools. So if you start working in the field of PR, for example, you will have perhaps something like a spreadsheet which will have names of the publications, and you will have a lot of headlines there as well. And now you will be able to analyze this this particular tool that I'm showing to you right now is called GPT for Sheets and Docs, which can embed itself into Google Spreadsheets or Microsoft Excel sheets, and it can analyze large amounts of data immediately, and it can enable people to bring out insights from it. Now, this is something that you can do on your system. You don't need complex machinery to analyze this stuff, and you don't even need knowledge of coding to create predictive analytics. This is going to shrink down the amount of time that it takes for PR professionals to analyze data on a daily basis. The second trend that we are going to see is the personalization of content. Thanks to artificial intelligence, PR professionals will be able to create content for every platform and for every audience. And this will also enable us to customize that content depending on our audiences. So it will enable, for example, you to punch in a few keywords, give a prompt on how that piece of content should interact with each other, and essentially create text to speech, text to video, text to image generation immediately. And this is a tool called NVIDIA that I'm showing you right now. And this allows you to create videos directly from a single text prompt. The third trend that is going to determine the future of public relations is automation. Because of these AI tools, it's going to become increasingly easy for PR professionals to create content in a large scale and automate the flow of content. So an idea that generates on a piece of paper can be converted into content for every platform. It can be turned into engagement tools for various platforms. And again, this is an exercise that humans would have to do and sometimes have to do very painstakingly. Now, this will become incredibly easy for humans to also do at a large scale. You must have heard of tools like Opus that allows you to take a large piece of content, extract its individual bits, and upload those bits directly on your social media. Perhaps you have come across these pieces of content, snippets from podcasts, snippets from very long videos, which can be turned into small viral pieces of content. We could do that. The technology had already existed before, but now it's automated. Now we can do that with just a few clicks of a button. Perhaps the most interesting set of trends are going to be around scalability. Now, you are obviously capable of doing these things on a large scale. The same set of resources can now produce more and more content across various platforms, across different kinds of languages, and across different kinds of cultures. And Peter spoke about some of the crises that could be emerging because of technology. This can also lead to some degree of risks and opportunities. But I'd like to focus on opportunities that can emerge from something like this. When technology allows you to create something at a large scale, you are able to do that with different kinds of cultures, languages, and for a variety of purposes. And let me just give you an example of a campaign that happened a few years ago in Mexico, which might give you an idea of how this campaign can roll out.
Latin America is one of the most dangerous regions in the world to be a journalist. According to a recent report by the UN, in 2019, the region accounted for 40% of all confirmed killings of journalists around the world. Alejandro Telles from Ciudad Juárez says he left his job as a reporter after receiving death threats and after several of his colleagues lost their lives for reporting on organized crime in the city.
I've experienced the violence and the threats firsthand. I see the risks that are taken every day to practice journalism in Ciudad Juárez, and I've witnessed through the lives of my colleagues every time I've had to say goodbye to a friend.
Last year, one human rights group launched a campaign seeking to, quote, revive the voices and images of slain journalists by reactivating their social media accounts. Their slogan is Still Speaking Up.
No me pueden matar dos veces.
Organizers have also incorporated image manipulation software into their campaign. This video features the likeness of Javier Valdez, a Mexican reporter who was murdered in 2017.
Soy Javier Valdés, periodista y escritor.
I'm Javier Valdez, journalist and writer. I was killed on May 15, 2017, on orders by someone who did not like what I published. But as you can see, I'm here, speaking to you.
Activists say the digitally manipulated videos are a form of protest directed at the federal government to do more for press freedom.
Javier Valdez had to return from the dead to demand justice, because our institutions are incapable of delivering justice to his family.
Since 2006, Mexico has endured a spiral of violence that's claimed the lives of at least 132 journalists, among thousands of others. Despite a promise made by Mexican President López Obrador to protect members of the news media, there have been at least 32 journalists killed since the start of his administration. Security experts point to widespread impunity and collusion between authorities and criminal groups as the main reasons, ranking the country just behind Syria as the most dangerous for media professionals.
So I hope that was clear that they used artificial intelligence technology to recreate the image of this journalist, and they created a version of that journalist that could not be affected. Now, the applications of that are incredible and across the board. The same technology allows brands and individuals to communicate across geographies with people from various cultures, and it is in your control, which brings me to my fifth and final point on what is going to shape the future of public relations. What's going to allow us to create such high quality, high impact data is high quality training data. All of these AI models, for example, rely on us providing them with the right kind of references, the right kind of training data, and the right type of instructions as well. So the type of skills that are going to be crucial in the near future are the ability to collect high quality training data as references for AI tools, and the ability to instruct those AI tools to operate on that data set as well. A simple example of that is something that we talk about in AI, is that we might not be replaced by AI, but we'll definitely be replaced by somebody who uses AI effectively. And those who will use AI effectively are going to be people who are very good in providing instructions to machines, who are very good in gathering reference data to provide to those machines. And the reference data can be in the form of social media posts that you want to replicate, press releases that you want to replicate, or even in the form of video that you want to maybe create in various formats. And let me give you one more example of that. Since I had access to high quality training data on myself, I was able to create this video.
Hola a todos, ha sido un placer compartir mis reflexiones con ustedes, las cuales me gustaría repetir aquí. 5 maneras en las que la tecnología de inteligencia artificial moldeará las relaciones públicas en el futuro. 1. Los análisis serán más fáciles y precisos. 2. La creación de contenido para diversas audiencias será más económica. 3. La automatización de contenido llevará a un mayor compromiso. 4. Podrán realizar compromisos a una escala mayor. Y número 5, las habilidades clave que importarán son la documentación y los datos de entrenamiento de alta calidad.
So obviously I don't speak Spanish. I don't speak a lot of Spanish, but I was able to create that because of this tool. And I covered that and a lot more in a course that we have built with Global Alliance. It's called the Certificate Course in AI for PR in association with the Global Alliance. And all Global Alliance members will have access to this course at a very discounted rate until the end of the month. So that's what I wanted to share. I hope I have been helpful, and I'm happy to take any questions that you may have. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Evan. Very insightful presentation. I have a question for you. We are in a communication school. You are leading a communication school. So what are the challenges for a communication school in order to improve training about artificial intelligence?
Well, when we were growing up, we had our schools tell us that you are not allowed calculators in the classroom. And I frankly believe that that's not the right kind of approach. We can do a lot more with calculators, computers, and the same way institutions in India, some of them have the approach that you can't use AI for writing or for research. Our institution has the opposite approach. We encourage the use of AI. We encourage people to learn more about AI and make their tasks simpler to be able to let them do things in a larger scale. But the challenges, therefore, for us are that how do we reconcile, on one hand, the capability of AI, and on the other hand, the implications on ethics, the implications on skills. So we have to work really hard to help our students understand that there is a great number of things that you can do with AI, but only if you use it responsibly. So, and that is a very interesting challenge that we have been tackling for the past year.
Thank you so much. And now, Mateus, I think we are ready to share the Jaffi's video.
Okay. Just to say a few words, Jose.
Okay, go ahead.
First of all, I want to congratulate Global Alliance for managing various events throughout the year. Congratulations, Global Alliance and Justin Green, the president. Number two, of course, I must congratulate the PR and Technology Month under Jose. Well done. And technology is very much part of public relations, not just globally, definitely in Asia Pacific, for sure in Malaysia. So my presentation shortly will will actually explain some of the more practical ways we use AI at the agency in Kuala Lumpur. Back to Matthias and the video presentation. I'm going to catch a taxi to the airport now. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Welcome to Global Alliance PR and Technology Month. Well done, Jose. You are the chair for the PR and Technology Month. So far, so good. My name is Jeffrey from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and I'll be sharing for the next 10 minutes my take on PR and technology today. It is about AI, public relations and communication. Is it an opportunity or a threat? I was in Zambia some 2 months ago. Exciting trip. Yeah. Thank you, Irene, President of Zambia Institute of PR and Communication, for inviting me. Enjoyed my stay. Most importantly, enjoyed the presentation on artificial intelligence. It is a challenge for PR practitioners today to execute AI. Easy to do, but are we on the right track? And to what extent are we able to execute this? For us to understand better AI usage, we really need to understand what AI cannot do. Because at the moment, most of us are already using AI for media monitoring, for video work, for writing, for publications, and so on. We have to talk about all of us being in the PR industry being primus inter pares, first among equal. PR and communication practitioners have got a huge role to play. I won't say burden, huge role to play to ensure that we are on the right track with regards to our ethical behavior, to ensure that the AI apps or the data that we receive are copyright free and we are able to share and use the data that we get online. There are two parts to my presentation today. First part is, of course, to talk about AI and the theory which I have done, and we're going to share a bit more information. But part two is what World Communications Kuala Lumpur, as we celebrate our 30th anniversary, in Malaysia, what we have done with regards to using artificial intelligence in our daily work. To understand the first part of using AI and whether AI can be used, let's look at this Health and Well-being Month recording of yours truly in English and later on using an AI app's Jeffrey speaking Spanish.
Salud mental para todos. Detener la estigmatización. Hola Jeffrey desde Malasia aquí, mientras celebramos la Alianza Global para el mes de Relaciones Públicas y Comunicación, el mes de la salud y el bienestar en enero de 2024, reflexionemos y pensemos en nuestra salud y bienestar, así como en las personas que nos rodean. Aún así, la misa seguirá ocurriendo y creo que el tema creado en Malasia puede ser compartido a nivel mundial, que es la salud mental para todos y detener la estigmatización. No olvides que en enero de 2024 se llevará a cabo el Mes de Salud y Bienestar, organizado por Alianza Global de Relaciones Públicas y Gestión de Comunicación.
Hola, and that's one of the few words that I know in Spanish. Welcome back. Now, the reality is, doing the video in Spanish took me about 10 minutes after finishing the English version. Two things. Number one, we have to check the facts that I've spoken about in Health and Well-being Month to be true. Number two, the Spanish translation has got to be checked again because we would need to send it to our translator in Kuala Lumpur to ensure that the same words or similar vibes or similar meaning comes out from the English version. Interesting. In my talk in Zambia and a few other countries, I would say the future of public relations, you have to talk about angel. On your right hand, there's angel. On the left hand, there's Satan. So on the right hand, there's A-N-G-E-L. A, of course, stands for AI because the future of public relations and communication must relate back to AI. Number two, we talk about many apps and many programs, and of course, we're going to talk about TikTok and using Instagram. The reality is there are many more new apps, new technology, new media use, which will happen soon in 2024, 25, 26 and beyond, which may not exist yet. So new media will be important. So A is AI, AI is here to stay, N is new media. Of course, G-E-L or GEL talks about generation, engagement, and love. We can have all the apps and all the AI in our pocket, but if we do not engage the specific generational group from our demography or psychography group, and there's no engagement done with regards to our tactics that we've used, and finally, if it's not influential enough or it has the love factor, I question, or we question, how far AI will work. Will it work? Of course it will work, yeah? And maybe in 2025, 26, there are more things to look forward to in AI and the upgraded ChatGPT and so on. But at the moment, you must look at generational gap or stakeholders, engaging with them and have that love factor, yeah, have the love factor. There are many things that AI may not be able to help, but there are many things that AI is being used today. Jobs that are related to public relations and communication, jobs such as data analytics, jobs such as pitch crafting, video footage analysis, transcription, social media management, campaign optimization, as presented by Professor Anne Gregory, the former chair of Global Alliance. She presented 21 tasks which AI can assist in PR and communication, and this list will grow, which is so true. Will this list impact the jobs that we are having? Of course it will impact. We may lose jobs, but if we are agile enough and we understand the usage of AI and we become strategic enough, we can go far. I say this again because AI at the moment cannot engage with regards to having empathy. AI cannot, for example, tell jokes or be humorous to my or to our standard. AI, we still question about the trust factor on AI. We also question maybe whether AI can do the relationship building, yeah, because it's data plug. There are many factors that AI at the moment, but with the right prompts, you may be able to do it, yeah, with the right prompts, but still it's not there yet. Yeah, it's not there yet. As I told you, the second part, the final part of my presentation is going to talk basically about how we at our agency have been using AI. We use it for publication and writing, of course, and many of us do globally, using the likes of ChatGPT, for example. We use it for storyboarding and video production, especially storyboarding today. We used to take about 2-3 weeks to do a 36 visual or 40 visual board. Today we take 3 hours. Yeah, 3 hours. One of the AI apps we use is Bing. Yeah, we show you a sample shortly. Of course, all of us since the 60s and 70s and before that and up to today do media monitoring. So for media monitoring, we use DTerm. And of course, simply, if you don't have any of the apps, you can use Google Analytics as well. And finally, for sounds and videos, we also use Hagen, yeah, Hagen, to get the sound effects. And this was used during COVID because all of us were stuck at home and we had an assignment to do. And the assignment was completed through our video editor at home, and he used an AI apps to get the voiceover done for the video. To understand, say maybe our storyboard to video, let's watch this quick clip. Bing. That was the apps, AI apps used to complete the storyboard, to the recce, to getting the talents, to doing the pre-production work, and enhancing the production and post-production work. Those days at World Communications, it might take 2 months, 3 months to complete from idea to ideation to final product. It took us less than 3 weeks. And thank you, Bing, for assisting us. Yeah. Now, as I mentioned, AI is good. We have to use in PR and communication, we have to use AI. But remember, public relations practitioners, primus inter pares, first among equal. All PR executive, PR students, communication executive, wherever you are, whether you're working in a company, in a government agency, with the media, always remember, we have a responsibility to be first among equal, primus inter pares, to ensure what we are doing is correct. Because the worst part about AI and getting all the data and to share wrong data is this misinformation, disinformation, and fake news. We PR practitioners cannot do this. Hence, thank you, GA. Remember, primus inter pares, first among equal.
Thank you very much, Jeffrey. You are my primo in the Spanish language. You are my best primo in Malaysia and also in Asia Pacific. Now we are going to run another video from Canada because Jean Valin, that was also president of the Global Alliance of Public Relations and Communication Management, wanted to be here, but he can't, as he sent a video for us. Mateus, are you ready to run the video?
Yes.
Now we come from Malaysia to Canada.
Hello, everybody. This is Jean Valin from Canada. I'm sorry I can't be with you live today, but you'll have to settle for this little homemade video recording of what I had to say about how technology and particularly artificial intelligence is reshaping the PR profession. So I've been looking at this issue for the last 10 years now, researching it through the AI and PR panel. And our latest research on the impact of tools, AI tools, is having on the profession shows that up to 40% of what we do is affected by or assisted by AI tools. The take-up has been slow and gradual. A year ago, it was in the 25% range. Now it's in the 30% range. And in parts of the world, in Europe in particular, it's up to 40% of us using AI tools. The opportunities are there, and the impact it's having on our skill set and our activities is primarily in 4 areas. Content creation is an obvious one. In fact, I have to reveal to you that the paper that I submitted for the Global Alliance Technology Month was assisted by an AI tool. I used it as a canvas to start the text, and then I corrected and added things to it. So content creation is an obvious one. The second one is you can personalize communications with algorithms, judging on the response you're getting from different audiences. You can tailor personalized messages. That's another useful way to use tools. Crisis communications, not so much in terms of during the crisis, but in monitoring stakeholder activities, sentiment analysis, forecasting where positions will be, that sort of thing. There are good AI tools that can do that for you. Obviously, media monitoring is another one where AI tools has been present for a long time. But also measuring your impact, which is something we've struggled with in the past. There are good tools now that can help you measure the impact of campaigns, see the effect it's having on the behaviors of your consumers or audiences. And you know, traditionally, digital communications has been creeping up for the last 15, 20 years. We've been using it, but public relations has been slow to adopt these new technologies from the get-go. When the internet exploded in the late 90s, we were slow. We thought that was an IT issue. We left it to the IT people, didn't really care about it until we realized this is a powerful communication mechanism, and then we got more involved. The same thing with search engine optimization. We thought that was a technical term, and we didn't see the value of that until we realized that this is how people find us on the web. And so we were slow to adopt these things, and we're doing the same thing with AI. There are many, many opportunities, but there are also risks in using AI. Ethics is the top of mind concern that I have about it, because you can risk reputations really easily if you transgress privacy laws or make ethical mistakes by judging or taking what the AI tool gives you at face value without questioning its judgment. Because AI tools, at the end of the day, it's just software. It does not have judgment ability. It does not do nuance very well at all. It's 0 or 1, and that's it. That's the way these tools are built. Now, other areas where you've got challenges is measuring the impact of media monitoring. You can make sure that you've got accurate information. Essentially, with AI tools, is a good rule. Measure everything, check everything. Fact-checking becomes critical because you can make mistakes, and the machine doesn't even know it made a mistake. There are issues around agility and creativity. The tool is, again, good at generating ideas, but it lacks nuance, and it needs that human touch, that human interpretation of what is good creativity, and allows you to be very agile in terms of turning things around quickly. Performance management and return on investment. You need to establish clear metrics at the start. We all know that. But without clear metrics, PR initiatives may be undervalued or misunderstood. So you need to spend some time here getting to know the tools and what they can do and their limitations. Balancing also automation and personalization is another issue. If we don't want to lose touch with our audience, we can't leave it to a machine. We need to have the good balance of that human touch, that empathy, and the speed of creating content through AI. So essentially, I've just gone quickly over many of the points I see in terms of what our research found. You can find more details on the AI and PR panel. Just Google humans still needed or humans needed more than ever, the 2 pieces of research I did on the impact on the skill set, and you'll find more information there. So that's it for me. I'm sorry I can't be there for questions, but thank you very much. Take care. Bye.
Thank you to Jean Valin. I have to say that Jean Valin was one of my mentors when I took office as president of the Global Alliance, as a very insightful professional. Now we are come back to Spain. Hola, Jorge. ¿Estás ahí?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, we can hear you well.
Hello, good morning, Jose Manuel, and good morning to all. A pleasure being here with you guys.
Okay, you can open the camera, Jorge.
The camera is not on.
You are not George Clooney, but
Thank you. I don't know
okay.
if you can see me well now.
Okay, Jorge is the head of communication of Antolin. Is one of the most important industrial groups in Spain. He's working on the automotive industry, and he's a very professional and very insightful professional of PR. Jorge, is your time. You have 10 or 15 minutes.
Okay, thank you very much, Jose Manuel. Being at the end of the season, usually it's a problem because it's very difficult to add something or something new to the rest of the colleagues did it before, but I will try to do my best. The first thing I would like to share with you is it's my perspective about the technology as a whole in our profession. First of all, I'd like to say to you all that I declare myself a rational techno-optimist. Is the first point, because of course we cannot ignore the challenge in adopting the technology since many years ago, as my colleagues mentioned before, but I see in the technologies a key to a sustainable and a human growth. So the technology is here, and we have to adapt the technology in our role to achieve our objectives in our daily activity. A few months ago, some colleagues with similar rational techno-optimism create what we define a think tank related to AI to explore how this new technology could impact in marketing and communication and client experience in our daily activity. Being rational techno-optimistic is part of our manifesto in the think tank we created a few months ago. The manifesto insists that technology is an extension of our humanity, my colleague before mentioned, and an expression of our ingenuity and capacity for innovation. So there is a lot of space to improve, but the way we approach to the role, to our profession, is being rational techno-optimist. This year in the World Economic Forum was unquestionable the first World Economic Forum in the new era of the AI. We could read their discussions about the changing geopolitics topics we have now over the table, education as well, and the cultural situation. But the AI was the most transformational issue they discussed about, not just in technology, but in culture and in politics also. For example, the Pope Francis will take part next June in the upcoming G7 session on artificial intelligence. This is the first time in the history that a pontiff will participate in the work of a G7 group. So this is also an important topic and confirm the importance of the new technology, the artificial intelligence we are facing nowadays. But it's also to understand when we talk about the technologies, it's also very important to understand how the organizations are facing this challenge that we are now living. Following the last Accenture Pulse of Change, it was a survey done in March this year between 2,800 professionals across 18 countries from different industries, of course, communication, media, or entertainment, and of course, between functions like chief marketing or communication officers, we could find some important topics I'd like also to share with you. In March 2024, a few months ago, around 80% of the companies is planning to increase the technology investments nowadays. It's something really important because we have to keep also investing in technologies, not only the organizations, but also we, from our perspective, from our role. And if we talk about artificial intelligence, 80% are focused on increasing also the investments in artificial intelligence. And 60% of organizations are prioritizing the investments in strengthening their digital core. So, one more time, the importance of the technology, but also the importance of the investment in the artificial intelligence nowadays. More than 8 in 10 organizations are confident that they will reach the expected return of investment, the ROI, from their spendings in artificial intelligence in 2025. So the expectations are huge. 50% of the leaders believe that their organizations will fully scale artificial intelligence enterprise-wide in 6 or 2 months in their own organizations. However, right now, organizations are scaling their artificial intelligence in select business, either extensively or in a limited way. Extensively, around 56%, and in a limited way, nearly 30%. What are the most important conclusions taking into consideration this data? That it is one very important opportunity for the marketing and communications professionals to lead this change. We are people in the organizations. We have to create the right context to change the situations. And in this occasion, when we talk about artificial intelligence, we have also one opportunity to lead this change. Of course, learning and pushing in the organizations the benefits of the artificial intelligence, but also that the technology could have also some problems that we have to manage. From my perspective, and I think some colleagues before mentioned also, the artificial intelligence will not replace job, but it will absolutely automate some tasks, giving the human creativity the opportunity to a new hate. I think that is something some colleagues mentioned also before. I would like to share with you one question, sorry. Do you think the new technologies and mainly artificial intelligence is able to be evocative and creative in the same way than the humans is doing now? No, I don't think so. I don't think so, at least by the moment. In fact, the human creators are the genius behind the artificial intelligence. And that's something to be excited and proud about it. Nowadays, my colleagues mentioned before, the artificial intelligence is helping us in a lot of tasks in our daily activity. I'm not going through those examples because, as the colleagues mentioned before, but the human perspective, the human creations are still really, really, really important. So one more time, we have the opportunity to keep doing the things in the best way. According to Gartner, in a survey did it last year, at least 30% of news and digital video produced for mass consumption was generated by artificial intelligence. The growing influence of this technology on media and public perception is not a future event, it's a reality nowadays. However, its function, the creation of the content, is still so unique, so useful tool, but is not replaced yet the human creativity. In a huge and more digitalized world nowadays, and considering our responsibility of taking care of the reputation of our brands, we are facing huge amount of challenges and opportunities also ahead to be better professionals, more creative, more productive, and more efficiency. Protecting corporate reputation in the era of the deep fakes, for example. The same technology drives the creation of deep fakes, also offers us tools to detect and combat this form of digital deception. The impact of the artificial intelligence, on this phenomenon is clear, and it's something that we could go through it with a lot of detail, but it's something could give us an example about the dichotomy between the good and the not so good things that we can face with the artificial intelligence. As well as the cyber attack at corporate sector, boards and the executives members must make reputational risk as a strategic priority. Proactive professional training and education around deep fakes and narrative attacks are key, and we can do it also with artificial intelligence. According to Digital News Report 2023, published by Reuters Institute, across all markets, more than half of users nowadays, 56%, admit to being concerned about what is true, sorry, and what is false in when it comes to online news. In Spain, the percentage of adults who use social networks as their main source to news is 50%. And 64% say they are concerned about misinformation. This scenario forces us to reflect on people's relationship with sources of information and the critical role that each of us plays in discriminating truth in the digital age. Also, and one more time, according to the World Economic Forum, this year, disinformation and misinformation emerged as one of the most serious global risks. This problem has intensified due to rapid technological evolutions, advancement, especially due to the advanced capabilities of generative artificial intelligence. The ability to create such compelling fake content regarding deep fakes information challenge our perception of reality and undermines the trust that is so hard to build. Nowadays, it's something really difficult to build. The future of artificial intelligence in digital reputation management is nowadays a technological challenge, and it's a space where we have to be, one more time, leading the different initiatives in the organizations. And also, we have to work together. And I will say work together, I refer companies, social platforms, media and regulatory bodies must to collaborate to develop agile management processes in the face of disinformation and in the use of the artificial intelligence. Building together the strategy in a stakeholder management approach. To finish my speech, of course, it's true that there are ethical issues to be discussed and overcome when we think in the present and the future of the artificial intelligence, but it's no denying that the artificial intelligence, the AI, can broaden the scope of what humans believe is possible and lead us to a new creative heights that we cannot even now imagine. Thank you very much, José Manuel.
Thank you very much, Jorge. I have a question for you. ¿Qué le dirías a los estudiantes de relaciones públicas de todas las carreras relacionadas con la comunicación y las relaciones públicas que están aquí presentes en el Salón de Actos de la Universidad de Nebrija? Y si quieres algún mensajito para los profesores, también lo puedes lanzar. Esta parte la vamos a hacer en español.
Perfecto. Bueno, buenos días a todos, lo primero, y gracias, José Manuel, por darme la oportunidad. Bueno, principalmente lo que les diría es que entiendan las nuevas tecnologías como una herramienta primordial en el presente y en el futuro de la profesión. Evidentemente, las nuevas tecnologías presentan oportunidades y presentan también riesgos sobre los que también hay que trabajar y prestar atención, pero sin duda, lo mencionaba anteriormente alguno de los colegas que han intervenido, del mismo modo que muchos años atrás se hablaba de la transformación digital y luego fue una realidad. hoy en día ya la importancia de las nuevas tecnologías y concretamente la inteligencia artificial en nuestra profesión es una realidad y tenemos que adaptarla y acostumbrarnos a ella. Como os he dicho, soy un optimistic en torno a la tecnología. Y con respecto a los colegas y profesores de la universidad, pues les diría un poco la misma reflexión. Intentar integrar al máximo el uso y el entendimiento de las herramientas en nuestra actividad diaria, tanto desde el punto de vista de la enseñanza como de la ejecución. Y bueno, igual de importante es su uso como entender el por qué hay que usarlo y cómo. No obstante, por el momento, y gracias a Dios, todavía la intervención del ser humano, de los profesionales, de la experiencia, del criterio, de los valores que cada uno tenemos en nuestra actividad diaria, siguen siendo relevantes a la hora de dirigir a las nuevas tecnologías y de implementarlas en nuestra actividad diaria.
Muchas gracias, Gonzalo, Jorge. Muchas gracias por tu participación.
Muchas gracias, José Manuel. Un abrazo para todos y que tengáis buen día. Cuidaros.
Finally, I am going to read the last paragraph of an article sent by Hamilton dos Santos. Hamilton dos Santos is the managing director of ABERGE. ABERGE is the National Association of PR Professionals in Brazil. It's the largest association, national association in Brazil. He has sent an article, and I think the last paragraph is very clear. He has read, these advancements offer exciting opportunities for innovation and efficiency, but also require continuous adaptation and ethical vigilance. By adopting these technologies in a responsible manner, PR professionals can enhance their strategies, better serve their clients and stakeholders, and make a positive contribution to the public discourse, both in Brazil and globally. Thank you, Hamilton, as well for your article and your contribution to this technological and PR month. To close this webinar, I have to thank the Universidad de Brija for hosting us and for being a very active member of the Global Alliance. And finally, I would like to share with you 4 conclusions. First one is for us, our profession, we have to make more data-driven decisions. Second is technology is a great opportunity to co-create with the stakeholders. The third one is a strong globalization of the profession through technology, and the opportunities are related to technology. And the last one, the fourth one, is we have a new responsibility. That responsibility is to train people on how to use technology, not to communicate more, but to communicate better and in a responsible way. Thank you very much for joining us in this hybrid webinar.